In the recording.
And now today's traffic report from Super Mario Kart.
It's a real race out there today, folks. People are driving like animals. The turnpike split in two, and a turtle shell is making travel impossible for one motorist. Over on the freeway, it's bumper to bumper, door to door, wheel to wheel, you name it. And check your rear view. Some blockheads are causing major delays. There's already been one accident there. And watch out over on I-94. A banana peel is making things a little slippery. And that's traffic.
With two-player split-screen action, you've never been in a race like this. Super Mario Kart, only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. No wonder the best play here.
I'm getting a real wacky races vibe from that. Anyway, hello people of the future. So it is currently March 3rd at 1:36. Yeah, so there's no live stream tonight, and the reason for that is currently I am not at my house right now. I'm actually probably down in Gainesville partaking in some drag racing. But I don't want to leave you guys without a video, so I made sure to record something ahead of time. And because I got racing on the mind, I thought I'd get a jump on the Mario Kart games. So we're going to start, of course, with Super Mario Kart. And I can't play Mario Kart by myself, so I had to bring on my eternal rival for this series. You guys are probably familiar with her by now. Me and her have been racing in this game for years now, so I'm proud to introduce Steffi, the MLG Panda.
Hello, hello, and Jagger is gonna go down.
Yeah, sure. So, in case you guys are wondering about me and Steffi's history with these games, I've been playing Mario Kart all my life, and I usually play it with my brothers and other friends. And the thing is, I'm used to dominating in Mario Kart. Every time I play with people in my family and in my friends group, I'm usually completely smoking everyone. But then I got to college, then I met Steffi, and I found someone who could not only keep up with me, but get ahead. And me and her have had a rivalry in this game ever since. Is that accurate, Steffi, or do you have a different interpretation of that story?
That sounds pretty accurate, although I have a hard time believing that you've been dominating all this time.
Screw you, Steffi.
Why
Anyway,
don't you tell them about our challenge that we did for the Mario Kart?
You gotta go ahead and bring that up. When they started doing the DLC tracks for Mario Kart 8, me and Steffi kept up with that as they released the tracks, and whoever lost with the sets of tracks had to admit on Facebook publicly that they had been defeated, and Steffi ended up winning the bulk of that.
Of course I did.
You're gonna get owned tonight, Steffi. But before we get to that, what do you know about the original Super Mario Kart?
Admittedly, not very much. I think I played it as a small child, and I may have played it once or twice as an adult. So,
Yes.
Jagger, you do have an upper hand on me this time.
Well, I actually don't have a lot of experience with Super Mario Kart either. This game is before our time, Steffi. I think when we were first getting into Mario Kart, we were both playing Mario Kart 64 for Double Dash or what have you. But how Super Mario Kart came about, it actually has a lot to do with F-Zero. At the time, F-Zero was one of the most popular games on the SNES, and that was primarily due to the sense of speed and 3D space that you got out of the Mode 7 graphics, which allowed you to basically create a flat sprite that could be rotated on axis in order to get a sense of three-dimensional space. The game was really popular, but the one thing that it was lacking was multiplayer. So what Miyamoto wanted to do was create a racing game using Mode 7 that would be a two-player game, which we take for granted split screen these days, but that was actually a major technical achievement to have that back in the day, because you're essentially having to make the console do twice the work that it normally would. So because that, they had to scale things back. It couldn't go as fast. The track designs needed to be further simplified. And eventually they settled on a go-kart racer, and then they threw in Mario as a placeholder, and then someone got the idea, why don't we just turn this into a Mario racing game? And thus Mario Kart was born. And this is one of those games you always hear old-timers talking about. They'd go to the store, they would see the kiosk, they'd see everyone gathered around it, checking it out, because it was just mind-blowing to see all these characters racing against each other in what was essentially a 3D space. It was a big deal for the time. And as you all know, Mario Kart would become one of Nintendo's biggest franchises, with like every single Nintendo console getting an entry in the series. So like, I played a lot, you've played a lot, Steffi. I think we're pretty much just ready to get to the racing, aren't we?
Yes, I am raring to go.
So, as usual, well, first of all, how we're going to play this. We're going to be playing it on the Nintendo Switch Online service before we get started, make sure everything is coming in the way it's supposed to. Which is nice that we're able to do this online. That is one of the best features of the online service. And essentially, how this is going to work, we're going to do as many tracks as we can through the hour, and whoever wins the bulk of the points in regards to the races will be the winner for this little session. And Steffi, of course, if you manage to defeat me here, you get to choose what I play next week.
Oh, hell yeah.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get this started.
So there was something I'm curious about, and I'm not sure if you know the answer or not, but you said that originally the idea for Super Mario Kart started from wanting a multiplayer F-Zero. So
Yeah.
in what part of that did the idea for the items come in?
That's actually a really good question. I think what happened was because the game was naturally slower and less hectic than F-Zero, which was heavily built upon its speed, they felt the need to include the items as a means to make it a little more exciting, as well as sort of balance out skill levels too.
Makes sense. And I feel like it really adds to the co-op experience too, where you can directly like interfere with your opponent.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
Much.
I would definitely say that's a big component of Mario Kart. So, first of all, what do you think of this title screen, Steffi?
I think it's cute. I really like that we get to see them all racing and throwing banana peels and shells at each other and spinning each other out. It's really cute.
Yeah, and I do like the graphic design on the title screen too. It's very Mario, and the metallic finish is cool. Though here is a very interesting question, Steffi. Do you think they called this Super Mario Kart a reference to Super Mario Bros, or is that a reference to the fact that it's on the Super Nintendo?
You know, I've always wondered that about the Mario games themselves. So I don't really know. Like, I've wondered if it's been called Super Mario because it's on the Super Nintendo, or if it's just because it's Super Mario.
Well, remember, you had Mario Bros in the arcades, then you had Super Mario Bros on the NES, so they were calling it Super long before, the Super Nintendo was a thing. But I've always wondered that with this game in particular, because, this game is called Super Mario Kart, but the follow-up isn't called Super Mario Kart 64, it's just Mario Kart 64.
That is true.
But anyway, I think we've talked enough about the title. Let's go ahead and get on with the races.
Let's do it.
Alright, so Mario Kart GP. We'll do you want to do 50 cc's or 100 cc's, Steffi?
I'm not sure how well they do the balancing with this one, so that's gonna be your call.
Let's do the 50 cc's first, just so you can get a grasp on things.
Alright, and if it feels too easy, we'll go up to 100.
Gotcha.
I know in the later games, like 50cc is way too easy, but I don't know if that's the case in this one.
Okay, so I'm gonna be Donkey Kong Jr.
I gotta pick my boy.
You're gonna be Bowser?
Yep.
Yeah. You need to push the button.
Which button do I
B.
push? Oh, I was pushing A.
That's gonna be your gas too, and that's a little confusing playing it on the Nintendo Switch, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta push the button again. Yeah, we'll start with the mushroom cup.
Alright, and what button do I push to use items?
Y.
And then what about drifting?
That's the shoulder buttons.
Okay, got it. Oh, I'm already doing terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't try to lean too heavily on the drifting, Steffi. They haven't quite perfected that yet. Or items, the A button. I can't remember, honestly. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it's A. Sorry about that. Doing alright back there, Steffi?
Yep, hanging in there. This feels a lot different from Mario Kart of today.
Yeah, the controls definitely feel a little floaty, don't they?
Yes. And I keep trying to hold the items behind me, but I can't do that in this game.
Yeah, like, really the items aren't as significant here as they are in, say, you know, more recent games. Like, I find Super Mario Kart is more about the racing than anything else. Like, especially in regards to how few items you actually have. You don't have blue shells, you don't have triple shells or anything like that. No lightning or anything. It wasn't until Mario Kart 64 that they started going crazy with that.
So,
They still...
yeah, I still came in second, but I did realize that the first real Mario Kart game that I got into was Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube. Because I never played much of this one, and we didn't have Mario Kart on 64. Like, I played it a couple times at my cousin's house, but that was it.
Yeah, like, I played more Diddy Kong Racing than I did Mario Kart back in the day. But I think Double Dash was the one I put real time into, but I think the Mario Kart game that I played the most growing up was probably Mario Kart Wii.
Yeah, me too. That one was so much fun playing online.
I see you back there, Steffi. You're not passing me.
Why are you looking behind you? You should be looking in front of you.
Maybe that's why they suspended my driver's license. Wait a minute, what license?
These controls just feel so slippery.
Yeah, it's like, it feels like the back end is one to slide out instead of, you know, you're steering with the front tires like it should be. And I feel like they didn't really perfect that until Mario Kart DS. Because Mario Kart 64 is like that too, and Double Dash is to a lesser extent. It wasn't until the DS version that actually felt like you were steering with the front wheels like you're supposed to. You were trying to drift again there, weren't you?
No, it wasn't actually.
Yeah, I find when you start to slide like that, if you hold it for too long, you still spin out, regardless of if you're drifting or not. Try feathering the gas when that happens, Steffi. That'll keep you from spinning out.
I'm focusing really hard right now.
Ah.
Yeah, 50cc is definitely way easy on this game too. Because if I'm playing this poorly but still in second, it's easy.
So for the next cup, do you want to bump it up to 100 cc's?
I don't know. I feel like I'm doing pretty badly. Let's do it.
Yeah, this isn't usually how Steffi plays in Mario Kart. Like, she's much tougher in Mario Kart 8, that's for sure. Me and her are like neck and neck when we play that.
I think there's some old videos floating around on YouTube of us playing Mario Kart 8.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so in regards to the graphics, like Mode 7 was just really groundbreaking for the time because this was as close to 3D as you could get for the time. But like I said, because of the fact that it's a much slower paced game, and also the fact that like it couldn't be fast and you couldn't have big levels because they really wanted it to be split screen. The tracks are much simpler than they are in F-Zero, and like these 2D tracks just can't compete with the tracks we have today with all the crazy loop-de-loops and hazards and all that stuff. It is kind of hard to go back to this game, I find. What do you think, Steffi?
Yes. I'm struggling a lot. I feel like if I had more time to practice off camera, I could probably get pretty decent at it to challenge you, but right now I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh my god.
Yes, this track in particular is probably a little unfriendly too, since you can actually fall off.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, like Peach ran into the back of me and like I lost control and went off the edge.
Yeah, it's strange considering you're playing as Bowser, who's a heavy character. Like, the characters do have, Say what?
Are there mechanics like that in this one? Like light, heavy, and medium?
Slightly. Characters like Bowser and Donkey Kong, they have a high top speed but low acceleration. Characters like Mario, Luigi, and Peach, I think, are balanced, and characters like Toad and Koopa have high acceleration but a low top speed, or something along those lines. It's not as robust as it is in later games, that's for sure.
Yeah. I was thinking they were just all the same. Maybe I should have picked a lighter weight character.
You should win here, Steffi. We're on your track now.
I'll...
Yeah, it's funny to see how many of these level themes end up getting brought into the fold in later installments. I know Steffi loves Bowser's Castle in just about every Mario Kart game. Whenever she picks the first track, Bowser's Castle is usually the first one she goes to.
I've played that one on the arcade version too, and it's really fun.
Of course. You know, they didn't include any of the tracks from the arcade game in the DLC tracks, did they? They had plenty of tracks.
The reason why is because the ones in the arcade game are really simplified, and they're very similar to tracks that we already have.
I guess that makes sense.
I thought it was pretty cool that they included the tracks from the mobile game, just because there's a chance to finally play them in a proper format.
I would have preferred if they were more classic levels, because all the World Tour levels are just Mario Kart tracks based on real locations, which I just find real unimaginative.
Each their own.
We never did get Wario Stadium. We
No,
did get
that was
Waluigi Stadium, which I guess was good enough, but still.
It would be neat if they just made a Mario Kart game with every single track.
Yeah, Mario Kart Ultimate. And I still say that they should eventually do a Mario Kart game that includes the greater Nintendo universe, like what they do with Super Smash Bros. Because I feel if you do that, that would open up all kinds of creative possibilities for track design. You can call it You can call it Mario Kart All Stars.
Yeah, that would work.
Okay, so got 36 and 16. I could have swore that was the last track.
I guess they do 5 in these cups.
Yeah, they also do 5 laps, which I always found a little strange. They did that in F-Zero too.
Well, that makes sense if you point it out like that. If they were, this was trying to be like co-op F-Zero.
Essentially.
Oh, Peach, I almost got you.
Now, F-Zero would be taken to the next level too with the N64 version too, F-Zero X. Now that was a racing game right there. Not only was that 4-player multiplayer, but with the addition of roller coaster-like tracks in addition to the insane speed, that just made for one of the best racing games ever. Honestly, I feel like that's held up better than Mario Kart 64.
So when's your F-Zero stream gonna be?
Ah, man, that's a good question, Steffi. Like, the schedule's gonna be packed for, like, the next couple of weeks. Because, like, you got Peach's new game coming out, so I want to play Super Princess Peach for the stream. You know, just because, and also for the lulz, because I know people would get a kick out of seeing someone like me play that game.
It actually is a pretty good game.
Yeah, so you've told me. Then there's also, like, for the new Ghostbusters movie coming out, I want to play the Ghostbusters video game. And the new Godzilla movie's coming out too, so I need to get Tony on the stream at some point so we can play Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. And I've got plans to play Sonic Shuffle for the stream too. I'm getting, I've got Autumn and Manny on board for that. I'm probably going to see if I can get Tony in on that too, since Gerard can't make it. So, yeah.
I've missed that one.
Yeah. But that's just what happens. Like, we can't play that online, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I need to keep the Sonic reviews going if I ever want to get the series done at any point.
So what's the next Sonic game on the list?
So, the next Sonic game is Sonic Shuffle, and then after that is Sonic Adventure 2, which you're welcome to join me for if you want.
I would love that. Alright, are you keeping track of our scores?
So... Yeah, I'm keeping track of the score. I think I have, well, I got first every single track there, so... I've got a pretty good lead on you at this point.
Yeah, I've got 22 points right now.
So, I get 9 points, and there was 5, so I think I have 49 points. 45 points.
Yeah, 45. 45 to 22.
So... No, I'm gonna be Mario.
I'm going with Yoshi this time.
Yoshi! Did you know Yoshi means yes?
Yoshi! He's just a yes man.
Ah. Is Yoshi a man?
I think so.
Well,
Well,
think
there's more
about-
than one Yoshi, so...
Yeah, but think about how Yoshis make eggs. They may be asexual.
Oh, perhaps.
I'm really glad I didn't bring Star on the stream for that, because she'd want to have a whole field day with that. Or, that crap, they would have a whole field day with that. If you're watching Star, I apologize for that. I am trying.
Well, anyway, I'm really struggling with this level. I think what I'm struggling with this game is how many tight turns these tracks have.
Yeah, and I'm a veteran of F-Zero, so I can probably negotiate it a little bit more. Plus, I've had time to...
Out with the shell.
That, and I've had time to practice here, since I had to go and unlock the 4th cup for me and Steffi to play. Even if we get to that. And that's one thing I don't like in racing games like this. If a game is primarily built for multiplayer, I would prefer if the bulk of the content is already unlocked, because in order to unlock something, you would have to spend a lot of time in single player playing it. Oh, yeah, that's right. If you can't keep up, you get ranked out.
Whoops. Maybe we shouldn't have gotten 100cc.
Yeah, because that kind of means you don't get any points. Do you want me to exit out and go to 100cc, Steffi, or do you want to stick with it?
I'll stick with it. I think I'll let you have your chance in the limelight for this one.
Yeah, since you'll probably smoke me when we eventually get to other Mario Kart games.
Oh yeah.
We are going to play the other Mario Kart games at some point, because Steffi is actually coming to visit me in June, so I'd like to be up to Double Dash at that point, so me and her can play that. And I think Kyle's going to be joining you for that trip too, isn't he?
Yes, and he's a pro at Double Dash.
Yeah, you and I may have to...
Both of us.
Yeah, so be sure you guys bring a copy of that, as well as a memory card if you want to have all the content.
I can get that covered. Oh,
Like they do, they actually do have UMD modified GameCubes at Software Seconds. Oh hey Steffi, I think I lapped you.
Yeah, I keep hitting these corners and falling off the track.
Yeah, it's best to give them a wide berth if you can. Oh.
I'm trying.
I know you are, Steffi. It's probably making...
So you are going down.
It makes you feel like better.
First?
I only came in 3rd.
That does make me feel a little better. Why does Bowser's little icon there on the left look like a cat?
It does look like a cat, doesn't it?
Oh.
You're gonna have a hard time if we get to Rainbow Road, won't you, Steffi?
I'm having a hard time now. This must be painful for our viewers to watch.
Either that or they're getting a kick out of it.
Yeah.
But, like, this is part of the reason why I wanted to do this, Steffi, because, like, this is a good indication of what I mean by when I say something has aged. Like, it's hard for modern Mario Kart players to go back to something like this, because in regards to control and everything, like, newer games are just better. Like, the control is just so loose in this, drifting is given greater significance, the item system is better. And, Did I
get
in the
you?
water. Well, a gopher got me, and then I drove into the water.
I tried to hit you with a banana peel.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm very curious if back in the day when I played this, if I was any good at it.
Like, I remember I played this on Super Nintendo. Oh, there is lightning in this game.
Oh.
You are an insect!
You always hate the lightning in the later games.
Well, yeah, because it happens so friggin' much. Like, that is one of my biggest pet peeves. I could be about to pass you, I have a plan of attack, how I'm going to overtake you, then before I can make my move, the friggin' lightning goes off, and all of a sudden, like... Man, I'm getting my butt kicked in this race, too.
Did our luck just swap? Or are you going easy on me?
I think our luck just swapped, so I guess that can still happen in this game.
Well, it is Mario Kart. I mean, that's something that's been there since the beginning, clearly.
Yeah, so it
oh my
seems.
god!
Yeah, you
No!
just It looks like the tables have turned once. Ah, crap. The poison mushroom.
Now this is what our Mario Kart matches are usually like.
Yes. A constant back and forth.
Yes.
Sometimes.
And yelling at each other.
Well, me mostly yelling because I get angry that I'm losing in a racing game.
And
What can I say? Yeah, what can I say? What can I say? I'm the son of a race car driver and a proud Hoosier too, so make of that what you will.
All I'm hearing is excuses.
Oh, shut up, Steffi.
Damn, I was doing so well! Like, I'm proud of myself for doing so well. That water screwed me up.
Yeah. It's a different time, though, when you had to avoid the water instead of drive through it, eh?
Mm-hmm. Well, when I got stuck in the water, I was expecting Lakitu to come and pull me out.
Yeah, it's like in Sonic R where you actually have to walk out of it.
Oh, yeah.
I actually did play the Saturn version of Sonic R since I got my console modified. And no wonder people hate Sonic R so much. That game is terrible on the Saturn.
How so?
Like, for starters, you're trying to play a 3D game with a D-pad. I haven't gotten my 3D control fixed yet. And the graphics are much worse too. There's a lot of pop-in. It's not to the point where it's unplayable, and it is, impressive by the standards of the Saturn. But I feel like when people talk about how bad Sonic R is, they're primarily referring to the Saturn version. Like, when you come, I'll let you have a go at it to see what I'm talking about, but like, it is terrible on the Saturn itself. Oh.
That's interesting. I mean, it's not a great game as it is. What is this track?
You keep hitting that stop in, don't you?
No, that's the first time I hit it.
Yeah, it's a beginner's trap. I've got a feather which allows you to jump. I'm going to see if I can actually take a shortcut there, but people keep bumping me off course.
I don't know if you'd be able to jump far enough.
Oh! I feel like I could have if I hit the button a little later. I think we're both going to...
It didn't work.
Well, there's no jump pad there. You need a feather.
Well, I thought if I went fast enough, the lava wouldn't hurt me.
Ah! I think you might have me on this one, Steffi.
Hey!
It doesn't really matter if neither of us, if both of us rank out because none of us would earn any points.
Yeah, but I still have the knowledge that I beat you.
You'll see about that. I can't remember, are we on the last lap?
No, we're on lap 4.
Yeah, and when you play this in single player, like, you can tell that they really wanted this game to have split screen because the bottom half of the screen is reserved for the map.
Oh. Huh.
So, it's heavily embedded into the game's code.
So, is there another difficulty after 100 that you can unlock?
Yeah, there's 100...
Trust me!
Yeah, there's 150 cc's, I believe, but I haven't unlocked that. And I don't think we want to jump up to that one, do we?
Oh, no, I was just curious. Game over! Oh, because we both ranked out?
Oh, so that's a little annoying. And, like, I really hate that with old racing games, how you have to... Oh no, Steffi!
Me!
I feel bad.
On the other side.
You gotta make it weird. Like, I hate how you can rank out if you're not at a certain position. Like, that makes sense for the arcade, but not for home. Like, in later Mario Kart games, if you're in last place, like, you're still punished for being there because you don't get a great deal of points. So, like, having to restart the race just seems a little harsh to me.
Is that another mechanic that came from F-Zero?
I believe it is. Yeah, that is the case. Though it's a little worse in F-Zero because you also have a life bar in F-Zero. If you take too much damage, you explode.
Oh.
Which is part of the fun because when you're shooting down the track at high speed and like trying to maintain control, then you hit a wall and suddenly you're bouncing all over the place, trying to regain control and your health bar is slowly dipping down. It makes for like a really fun experience. Like, even when you're failing in F-Zero, it's a great time. Stupid thwomps.
So why don't the thwomps have spikes? They're like naked.
Not all the thwomps have spikes, you know.
I thought that was like a characteristic of thwomps.
Ah, don't you remember the blue blocks from Mario 64?
Those are thwomps too?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I need a biology lesson on thwomps.
Oh, man. I feel like that would be really disturbing to dissect a thwomp.
You need a pickaxe.
Or a drill. Or I guess Mario's fist, he can smash a lot of stone to bits with his bare hands. Or I guess gloved
If you're doing
hands.
dissection, you want to be more delicate.
I recall ever doing a fraud dissection in school. Did you ever do that, Steffi?
No, I actually had to dissect a cat and a pig fetus.
Okay. That's a little concerning.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had, I know the cats were donated. I think the pigs were too, but we did pigs in biology class, and then in 11th grade anatomy, cat.
That's very strange. I've never heard of that. Do you want me to call it quits on this cup so you can get back in here, Steffi, or do you want me to finish?
I'm good doing commentary right now.
Alright.
I mean, I think it's good for me to see how you play too. Maybe it'll help me?
Would help if you could actually see my control too. I keep playing around with the idea of getting another camera and having a control view, because that would make it easier to talk about controls, actually see what the inputs do. But
Yeah.
I need to look into how I would actually do that. I'd have to mount my camera in an interesting way. Right now I'm not doing terribly hot myself.
You did pretty well retrying the Bowser's castle level, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it always seems like whenever the computer players are about to hit a banana in front of you, they always seem to have a jump feather when they need that. Sometimes feels a little unfair.
Feels like these tracks are kind of randomly generated.
They weren't, as far as I know, because I don't think they had random generation back then. Get out of
Yeah,
my way,
I know,
Donkey
but-
Kong.
It's like, they're so similar, but also they're not the same.
Yeah, F-Zero was like that too. A lot of the level themes tended to be repeated. Need to get past Bowser! Ugh!
Nice.
And Lakitu looks so happy for me. Though I probably didn't win this cup, that's for sure. Where are we at on time? After this, we probably got time for one more race.
Alrighty.
Or one more cup. I still came in second.
I mean, I'd say at this point, you've already won.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any coming back for me.
Yeah, sorry to say, since you've been taking a lot of zeros there.
Yeah. Mario wins the silver!
Of all the characters to win the gold, though, it'd have to be a frickin' Koopa Troopa.
Should we go back to 50, just so I can stay in?
Yeah, we'll go back to 50.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I'm gonna be Peach this time.
You know what, I'm gonna be the ultimate underdog. I'm gonna be Koopa Troopa, who... Is it just me, or does it look like he goes derpy? Look at that.
It does. He's all cross-eyed.
Isn't it offensive to say the word derpy?
I don't know. I think it was at one point.
Isn't that why they cut that scene out of My Little Pony?
I'm not sure, actually.
I'm not a brony, by the way.
Nobody said you were.
I'm sure someone in the comments would.
This level's pretty.
Yeah.
I think it's nice to see some new scenery.
Yeah, and racing does have its origins on the beach. A lot of early stock car races actually went past beaches.
I guess because it was a good flat stretch of land.
Yeah. Beaches are actually hard to race on, though, because, like, you gotta ease into your throttle when you're starting out. Because if you put too much gas into it, you'll just grind your tires into the sand and you won't be able to go anywhere. So it's not like in what you see in a lot of races where you see people burning out at the start. Though most races tend to have a rolling start. Something else that needs
an observation I've made.
Say what?
I want to point out an observation I've made.
What's your observation?
The item boxes don't regenerate. What's up with that?
Huh. You know, that's a good point, Steffi. I have noticed that. I haven't thought to mention that. I guess that's how they were trying to balance it at the time. Like I said, this game seems to be more focused on racing than it is, you know, the item use.
Yeah, the items feel kind of random. Like, why are they even here? I mean, I get it's kind of fun to throw a banana peel on the track or to hit someone with a shell, but like, it's really hard to do. You don't get items very often, and a lot of the other items don't serve much of a purpose.
Yeah, and it's like I've always said, if you were to take the items out of a Mario Kart game, I would probably win, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing here.
Maybe.
Now in Mario Kart 64, like, you really do have to rely on the items for success in that game, because when you play on the higher difficulties in that game, the other racers, I think, get a performance boost because they're able to overtake you pretty easily. You gotta use the items in order to keep them at bay.
I do remember that from the one time we tried out Mario Kart 64. Remember when we did a challenge when the 200cc mode was released on Mario Kart 8?
Yeah, you dominated me there too.
That was funny.
Yeah, the 200cc's, like, that was such a cool idea on paper, but unfortunately the tracks weren't designed for it.
It worked well on a couple tracks, but most of them, no.
Yeah,
It was
you had to use
hot,
the brakes in order to stay on the track. That's something they need to work on if they plan on doing that again.
I hope it was just something they did for shits and giggles. Excuse my language.
I'm gonna have to charge you $1, Steffi. I have a swear jar here.
Ah, well, good thing I'm not there.
Yeah.
No. Ugh.
Yeah,
I really
drive.
didn't like that one part of the track that was really narrow.
Honestly, this is making me want to play F-Zero.
That track reminded me of Waluigi Stadium from the Double Dash.
That's another one of my favorite tracks. I'm a Hoosier. I grew up around those kind of tracks. I mean, that's why I love the dirt tracks in these games.
Now, is the ice going to be slippery?
No more slippery than it already is.
It feels a little more slippery.
It's more of these stupid blocks on the track that get on my nerves.
What? Oh! Dumb? Oh my gosh. Where am I going? Oh,
yeah.
I'm in the water.
You went off course.
I got all turned around. That's
So there's a topic of discussion.
many obstacles.
There's a topic of discussion, Steph. Here, are you excited for Peach's upcoming game?
I am. I think, I mean, I always love Princess Peach games. Like, Princess Peach is one of my favorite Mario characters. So, it'll be fun for her to have another game that's just about her.
Yeah, I can't. It's very bizarre for me to say that I'm excited to play a Princess Peach game, because that's just so far out of the norm from what I typically play, isn't it?
Not really. I mean, it's just another Mario game.
I guess you could say that. I just like the concept behind the...
And to play a Princess Peach game?
Huh?
What, are you afraid you're too much of a man to play a Princess Peach game?
No, I am perfectly comfortable in my masculinity to feel like I can get away with playing a Princess Peach game.
I hated that track.
I can tell.
Like, I kept missing the exit in that one area that was like a square.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oh great, another Bowser's Castle.
Yeah, remember, Steffi, the track is on the stones, not the lava.
No kidding.
And, like, that joke there, it makes me think of that level in Sonic and Sega. And Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing Transformed where you drive the boat on the lava.
Oh my gosh. Was that the level that would glitch out on me sometimes?
That entire game would glitch out on you sometimes, especially the PC version that I'm playing. Actually, the PC version is very well optimized, but for whatever reason, like, I have this annoying problem where the game will just crash on me repeatedly, and I haven't figured out how to fix that yet.
I think we used to play the PlayStation version.
Yeah, we played on PS3, which that has lower frame rates than the PC version of the game. I may have to get it on Xbox when I eventually get to that game. Because I can't find any fixes for that online. Which is a shame because the PC version is just so good.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of extra content too. Like, you even got some Team Fortress 2 characters in there.
Really?
Yeah. Like, when you transform, you switch out characters. So when you're in the car, you play as Pyro. When you're in the plane, you're the Spy. And when you're in a boat, you're the Heavy. Also have some characters from Total War in there who aren't exactly iconic, but, you know, it's content.
Right. thought it was funny that Danica Patrick's in that game.
Yeah, so did a lot of people. Wreck-It Ralph as well.
Oh yeah, that's
I wish
right.
I wish they would do another game like that. Like, Team Sonic Racing was fine, but it just wasn't anywhere near as good.
Did I just push Donkey Kong in the lava?
You might have.
Because he was in front of me and then he disappeared.
And technically that's Donkey Kong Jr. Though then again, that would just be Donkey Kong to us, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, we got one more race, and if my calculations are correct, Steffi, we might have time for a last-minute battle.
Ooh. Maybe I can still smoke you in a battle.
Yeah. Trying to boost through the dirt, ended up hitting a wall.
Yeah, that's the gist of this game.
Yeah, controls are very finicky compared to what we're used to.
Good concept, though.
Oh, yeah. Like, for the first Mario Kart game, I'm sure this was mind-blowing back in the day, but it's just really hard to go back to. It's certainly aged.
Yeah.
There's one game that sort of goes back to the style of kart racer, though. You've probably seen it on Steam. It's a Super Kart or something.
I've heard of it.
It's actually really funny because you got characters from Freedom Planet and what have you in there, which is kind of neat.
Huh, that's cool.
And even though it uses 2D characters, but the levels themselves can actually be 3D as well, so it's actually a fun little kart racer. I've played a little bit of it.
Sounds like something I should check out. I am determined to be Bowser.
Yeah.
Cool. Come full circle.
Ha. I just keep saying ha.
Yes, you do.
Ha. Ha.
Ha.
You came in second.
Yes, I did. Go me!
Yeah, you came in third. Could beat Bowser though.
No. But I beat Bowser in that race, and that was my goal.
I like how they take out the blimp with the cork.
Yep.
Okay, so we got about 6 more minutes, so we'll do a quick battle, Steffi. And just because I'm a sporting guy and I feel like I had an unfair advantage, if you win this battle, Steffi, I'm not going to play Harvest Moon next, but once I have another free day where I get to pick a game rather than let whatever's going on determine it, I'll play whatever game you want. How's that sound?
Alright. I'm down for that. Even though you just revealed what my choice was.
What was it?
Harvest Moon.
Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
Ah, crap.
I'm going with Peach again.
I guess I'll be Donkey Kong. Because, you know, this was back in the day when we thought Pauline was still Donkey Kong.
We thought Pauline was Donkey Kong?
No, we thought Pauline was Princess Peach.
Oh.
Ah, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh. Is it just us?
I think so. Gongula! That's a shot. That's a point for me. Oh wait, was it? Nah, you were invincible, weren't you?
Yeah, you didn't get me. I like this music.
Ah,
Woo!
why you little? Get back here. Oh, that was close. I'm starting to find Donkey Kong was a bad choice for this. It's not very mobile. Ah!
You seem to be having some trouble, Jager.
Yeah, because, like, I can't make any real tight turns because if I slow down... Yeah. What am I going to do with the boost right now?
I think it would be helpful if we could have a view of the map.
Yeah, that would certainly be helpful.
I keep seeing a green shell and thinking it's you.
It's actually my green shell.
I added one to the mix too. I tried to hit green shell with a green shell. Alright, where are you at?
Oh!
Woo!
Well, you
Jager,
scored...
you better get ready for that Harvest Moon stream.
Like I said, because I won the majority of the races, Steffi, that's not going to be the next video I do. But that
Yeah,
is going to be at the top of my priority list when I have a free day.
I appreciate you giving me a chance.
Alright, so we're at the end of the hour, Steffi. So how do you feel about the original Mario Kart?
I had a fun time.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I didn't have the experience I have with the more current Mario Kart games, I probably would have done better. Because I feel like that was holding me back. But I mean, it's a fun game. I enjoyed it. It's aged a lot, no doubt about that. But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, that's the problem with going back to like games like this that just get regular re-releases and are constantly improved. With every Mario Kart game, it always gets better, and it's the same thing with Super Smash Bros, Street Fighter, and games like that. So when you're used to the modern iteration of that game, it's really hard to go back to the original game, and I feel that's the biggest problem Super Mario Kart has. The people who are going to get the most out of this these days are the people who actually play it when they're young, or people like us who, you know, just want to go back to see what it's like. And that's typically what I mean when I say something has aged. It's not that the game was bad when it came out. It's just that like the games that followed made so many strong improvements to it that it just kind of makes you realize that the first game had more problems than it had. It's just gotten worse in comparison to what came after it. But yeah, that's Super Mario Kart, and you and I are gonna run through the other Mario Kart games too, at least until we start getting into games that we can't play together, right?
Yeah.
It'll be a fun time, so you'll get your chance to smoke me in the future, Steffi.
I'm looking forward to it.
But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you for joining me tonight, Steffi.
Thanks
or
for having
today.
me.
And if you enjoyed tonight's content, please be sure to like and subscribe. I typically do these videos live, but like I said, I'm not at the office right now. So essentially how this works is, like, I just pick a game, I play for an hour, and I talk about the design, the history, and the artistry of the game. I don't play games start to finish because I feel like you're missing part of the experience if you aren't playing the game yourself. If that's something that appeals to you, please like and subscribe. Until then, I'll see you guys next week, and take care. And